We have to visually create an act of thrill. When you look at the car from 10 yards or 100 yards away, you need to feel emotionally attached with the car. In terms of the overall arching philosophy behind the car, we address this idea of alluring prestige. And alluring prestige trying to blend a 50-50% with the self-indulgence and then the easy parenting. The reason why we truly wanted a balance is really to put our customer first, who really enjoy driving. They do need the usability of the car, but yet the design have to engage them from an emotional standpoint. You can see this very fast silhouette, right? It's very dynamic. But then you open it, you actually have the space for a 7th passenger with all the utilities, which is quite amazing.
When you're driving a big 7-passenger SUV, you're not revving it to the moon all the time. You want really great control out of the hole and when you're passing someone. So we focused this engine's performance on torque. It makes 310 foot-pounds of torque, a lot more torque than our big V6 that we had before. And this really pays off in drivability and controllability, and really makes the car feel faster in most of your real driving situations. Part of our SkyActiv philosophy is to pursue lightness as much as possible. The new CX-9 has saved over 250 pounds compared to the previous model. It gave us a lot of room to put a little bit more weight back in sound deadening. That makes a huge difference in the amount of noise that comes up through the floor.
We made sure that we had the quality of leather that we felt this vehicle deserved, and that was Napa leather. We also wanted to have a color that expresses the beauty of that leather. So that's how we came up with this beautiful auburn color, to kind of marry the color and the leather together. The aluminum that's used on the interior for the CX-9 was influenced by the Japanese knife makers.
Although there is still a hint of turbo lag, the general design of this engine and the turbocharger really limit this when you compare this with something like a Volvo XC90 with their 2-liter regular turbocharged engine. Not the T6 with the turbocharger and the supercharger, but just that luxury segment with a standard 2-liter turbo engine. There's less turbo lag and definitely more low-end torque. The low-end torque means that when we're driving out here on these winding mountain roads, this transmission isn't shifting as much as some of the competitors. The low-end torque makes the CX-9 feel much more drivable out here on winding mountain roads like this. However, when the road straightens out, you'll definitely notice that we don't have as much high-end power as we do find in some of those 6-cylinder engines. So when the twisties are done and you floor the engine, you don't get the same kind of acceleration that you do see in some of the competition. In our preliminary tests, this ran from 0 to 60 in 7.9 seconds, which means this is definitely fast.